Hello, so today I'll be showing you guys how you can make your own plant pots that are able to support young fruit trees, like this little apple tree that I've got growing here. If you guys know what it's like growing fruit trees, you would know that they don't really support themselves very well. If not supported by some sort of stake or something into the ground, that they would just go off in a different direction and they will not grow up straight into the air. So we usually try and counteract this by putting a stick into the ground or into your pot to stop it from falling over and trying to make it grow straight. But usually using sticks into a pot like this, over time the sticks become very loose, so it's not very stable. And also in cases like this, the stick has become so loose that it's now leaning over to one side, but when the wind starts picking up, this is not secure at all, and if the stick was to come out of the ground, it could damage the plant. We need to find a way on how we can try and secure these sticks, try and make sure that apple tree then doesn't become damaged. So how we're going to overcome this issue is by using the sticks to actually fix inside the pots themselves to give it more rigidness, so it should stay upright a lot better to be able to support your little trees you're growing. So we're going to need some tools to be able to do this. So the first thing we're going to need is some sort of drill, some drill bits, or some sort of ways to be able to create some holes in the plastic pots. We're going to need some string, cable ties, a pair of snips or some cutters, and 2 bamboo sticks that are almost the same length and height. And most importantly, we're going to need a decent sized plant pot. So the reason why I said this is one of the most important things to do is get the correct plant pot is because if we're going to be using long sticks, we're going to need a base that is secure onto the ground. Take this plant pot here, for example, with the tree. If I'm going to be trying to secure these bamboo sticks onto the plant pot, chances are over time this isn't going to be heavy enough to support the tree. The tree's going to get even more bigger, and when it gets windy, possibility of it is falling over. The only way to counteract this is if you've got a smaller tree, you can cut the bamboo itself to try and make it smaller so it suits the pot better. So if you're going for a bigger tree, bigger pot to try and secure it, and then the bigger bamboo sticking out. Also, it's important to try and get the right plant pot which you need. These two here are quite different. This one is a solid plastic one, while this one's quite a flimsy plastic one, but this one here is bigger and it's got these sort of grooves in it. These grooves are going to help us with what we need. Where this one here is quite a flat one, you can still use the technique that I'm going to show you on a plant pot like this one, but this one's going to be slightly easier because the grooves are going to help us out a lot. I'm going to use this one as a demonstration for now, and what I have done, I have drilled a hole for the top of the plant pot, which will then feed the bamboo stick through down to here, and then I cable tied it up to secure it. So what this has done now is it's made the stick very, very secure. So in theory, the stick should not move. So the first thing we're going to want to do is get a drill bit, roughly the same size as the bamboo stick. This drill bit is slightly smaller than this bamboo stick, but it's okay because I can elongate the hole with the drill bit. And now, what you want to do, we're going to try and find an area to drill through. Because I'm going to be using this groove down here, I'm going to be drilling inside of here. I'm going to be drilling a hole right there, drilling straight through it, making it big enough to fit the bamboo stick. Now the trick is when using the drill on plastic pots, try and drill as slowly as you can, because if you do it too fast you can end up splitting the plastic pots. So that is not what we want to do. So try and drill slowly and just let the drill bit do the work. So there we have our hole. Now we want to try and put our bamboo stick in, and the trick is to try and get it as nice as tight as you can. Doesn't matter if it gets a little bit loose, but try and keep it tight just so it secures the bamboo stick in a bit better. And there we go. That is the first step of trying to secure this bamboo stick to the pot. So now that it's through the hole, it still isn't enough. And what we're going to do now, we're going to drill 6 holes down the pot and then cable tie the stick to the pot. So that is the first side done. I have now cable tied the stick to the pot. I have done these on the inside. It's because when you come to cut these cable ties off, if you don't know, they can be very sharp. So the last thing you want to do is put your hand on the outside of the pot and accidentally cut your hand. Try and put the cable ties inside if you can. You don't have to use cable ties for this. If you've got string, it'll work fine, but I tend to find cable ties tend to last a little bit longer. Right, so now we've got this side done. We now want to try and copy it and try and do it on the opposite side of the one that we've just done. Right, so that is the first stage done. That is the sticks secured to the plant pot. You can, if you want to, put sealer and try and block up these holes if you wanted to, but I don't mind the holes being there because it's another way for water to drain out to try and stop root rot. Now it's time to put what plant we want inside. Right, so now that we've got our tree planted into the pot, you can now see how loose this tree is. It's not very secure at all, but we need it in to know where the height is that we're going to put some string across. In order to keep it up straight like this, we're going to need to drill round about here onto the sticks. So it's roughly about here. So what you want to do is drill a hole sideways on, if you can, like that. So we've got a nice hole all the way through, and now we're going to copy it on the same height on the other stick. So now, this is where the string comes into it. What you want to do is feed the string through the hole and give yourself enough slack that it's able to go round where you think the middle of the plant's going to be and back and tie it up at the end. Right, so now we've got both the strings onto our sticks. What we want to try and do is carefully bring the plant up to where we think halfway point is in between both sticks. So it's there, I want it. Try and tie a knot on where you think it would be. So that, I think, is quite nice. That's quite halfway. So now, let's do this side now. So this side should be a lot easier because we've already done one side. That looks a lot better now, and it's a bit more sturdy. Right, so there we have it. I have now securely got this apple tree in position where it shouldn't fall over anymore. And because of the pot and the sticks are secure, it shouldn't go anywhere for a couple of years at least, until these plants are a bit more developed and they probably need to be repotted. But if you don't think that they are very secure, what you can do is either add more string but lower at the bottom and a bit more at the top when the plants start growing taller, or you can add another bamboo stick, maybe behind it, have 3, or even put it in the front of it and have 4 sticks instead. Because then you know that the plant isn't going to be able to go back, forward, left or right. It should be stuck in the middle. But I hope you guys did enjoy on trying to make these plant beds that can support little trees growing, because I really needed to do this because they were getting too big for the little pots that were in and they keep falling over. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy, and leave comments in the comment section below if you guys know a different way you can do this, or if there's any more tricks on trying to secure your little apple trees in some plastic pots.